Hey guys, this is Alpier and I'm bringing you another video. This one's going to be about PvT and it's going to focus on a double forge build with super fast upgrades and getting into the late game. This is a build where you plan to win around 170-180 food. It's not a game where you plan to win extremely early on. So this is about as standard as safe as you can get almost. I'm sure there's a little bit safer way to play, but this is what I personally like to do in PvT. So as you can see here, we started with 9 Pylon, 13 Gateway, 14 Gas, 16 Pylon, and then our Cyber Core. Another thing I'd like to note is you put 2 Chronos on your Nexus for probes at first, and then the rest is going to go into your Stalkers. So as you can see here, he's going a completely standard build. He's getting his 1 Rex gasless Expo with just Marines and 3 Barracks. Tons of Terrans do this these days. It's almost every other game I play. Some people still try to do like 2 racks aggression and weird stuff like that, but it just doesn't work anymore against good Protoss. So as you can see here, once I get my 2 Stalkers and Zealot, I'm going to go ahead and expand. You should always be looking to expand right around 30 food. And your expansion will be a little bit later than his, but there's just not that safe a way to get earlier expansion, especially on this map. On Tall the Ream, it's a little bit safer to go either Nexus first or Nexus before you get any units. But on smaller maps, I definitely like to get my 2 Stalkers and a Zealot out first. So we have a couple of choices here after we expand. One is to get your Assimilator, then 2 Gateways, Assimilator, Robo, 2 Gateways, or 2 Gateways and then Assimilator and Robo. Now this depends on what you scout or what you think's going to happen. You want to get your 2 Gateways before your 2nd Gas and Robo if you think there's any chance of him doing some kind of aggression. And otherwise, you probably want to get your Gas first, and then your 2 Gateways, and then your Robo. In this game, I suspect there might be a little bit of aggression, so I end up getting my 2 Gateways and then my Gas. And then you'll want to get your Robo right around 38 to 40 food. As you can see here, once I get 4 Stalkers, I start producing Sentries and Zealots. Stalkers are good, but you need some Sentries and Zealots with them to defend weird early pushes. So another thing I'll note here, you want to get 16 workers on each base. So I had 16 mining here, plus I had this many extra, so I transferred them. The easiest way to check that is to hotkey all your workers on minerals, and right here at the bottom here where my mouse is at, will show you how many workers you have. So as you can see, I'm still getting Zealots and Sentries. You typically want about 3 Sentries in the early game and a handful of Zealots. And here's my Robo finishing up. I'm going to Chrono Boost out an Observer and see what he's up to. When you Chrono Boost out an Observer, you need to be really careful with it. You don't want to lose your first Observer. You can use it to tell when he's going to send out drops or if he's doing any kind of crazy all-in. So you don't want to accidentally fly it into a turret or into turret vision range, where they're going to pick it off with some Marines. So right around 65 food is when I want to throw up my 2 forges, so I should be doing that pretty soon here. Aside from that, I'm just trying to get a pylon circle around my base so I can see when drops are coming in a little bit easier. You don't really want to have pylons too crowded in the general area. It's best if you spread them around your base so you can see when drops are coming in. So as you can see, I have 3 Sentries and a handful of Zealots, and I'm starting to get a few more Stalkers now. This is just so I can hold any kind of aggression. And obviously with my scout here, I see he's just doing standard play. It's not doing 1-1-1 or anything crazy like that. So I'm going to go ahead and play my standard play as well. I have my 2 forges going down. I almost think I could place these a little bit better. I feel like this is kind of vulnerable to drops right here, and it kind of limits like how my units get into this area. But it's not too bad. So once you get your upgrades out, you want to Chrono boost them non-stop. I'm pretty sure I Chrono boost them decently well in this game. Now, something I would like to mention is my Twilight Council placing. I was going to place it up in this area, but I decided to do it here for the main reason is drops. Terrans typically like to drop right in this area around here, or maybe even the background here. If I had my Twilight in this area, if he drops and stims and just target fires it down, he might be able to get it straight away before I can kill his units fast enough. Whereas if he drops and then has to run all the way over here to go to it, it's going to be a lot harder for him to pick that off. Terrans usually won't drop in this area right here, so just little things like that can always help. He's throwing up his third. It's a little bit earlier than me, but he only has one engineering base, so I'm definitely going to be getting ahead on the upgrades. And here comes his drop harass, which should have came a little bit earlier, but I've had my Stalkers here for quite some time, so it's not like I would have been unprepared. So I split my army a little bit here and a little bit here. I should have had a few more Stalkers up here, just because my army's not really split that evenly, but it's fine regardless. So one of the reasons I get Blink in this build is to help defend against dropship harass. That's why I choose to get Blink first. And right around 99 food, 100 food, you want to add on 3 extra gateways and a Robo bay. So right now, I'm pretty much just waiting for him to start doing dropship harass. So you can see here he's getting ready to go ahead and do that. Fortunately, I have units placed well. My micro isn't the best against these, if I remember right, but I take a lot less damage than I would if I wasn't prepared for it. So, like right here, I should have just targeted this dropship down, and I would have killed a lot of units without taking any losses. But I still kill all his Marines without losing anything here. So you can see he's going to do another drop. I'm fairly prepared for this. I lose a few probes, but nothing too extreme. And a little trick here, when you run away your probes, hotkey them to something. In this case, I hotkeyed them to 4. And then when you bring your probes, then when you need to bring your probes back, you can just press 4 and right-click on your minerals. That way you still have good saturation, and you don't have to fool around with like, oh, I have 30 probes here. I got to pick out exactly 15 and throw them back. So when I run them away, I highlight them, hotkey them, run them to my natural, and then I just send them back to my mineral line with my hotkey later on. So I've defended his push pretty well, and I'm planning on taking a third pretty soon here. And right when you take your third, you want to get your Colossi in range out. I actually forget my range this game, which is like a huge, gigantic mistake. So when you do this build, don't forget to get your range. Don't be a little nub like me. So at this point, let's see what his upgrades are. He's at 1-1, and I'm at 1-1, but I'm just about to have 2-2. And his 2-2 hasn't even started, so I'm doing pretty well this game as far as upgrades go. He's going to do a little bit of harass here, but I pick off the medevac. I lose a few Stalkers here for no reason, I think. I really should just have these on hold position. A little bit closer still, though. So I'm continuing Colossus production, getting my Templar Archives. And you see you forced to cancel on here, which is really annoying and shitty by my part, because I should have expected drops with how close our main and my third is. That's fine, but still something that I shouldn't have messed up on. And he's getting pretty good damage in here, but our supplies are staying fairly equal, so it's not like he's doing a killing blow or anything. And I'll go ahead and pick these off here. Now here's where my upgrades are really starting to kick in. You see these Zealots they were tanking damage, it felt like for an eternity. So at this point, I'm just defending, getting my main army up, and I'm starting to get in a really good position here. He's still just on 3 bases, and his main's way oversaturated here. And I am just getting up my third just now, but I'm actually ahead on supply, and I have better upgrades. So it's not like I'm super behind or anything. Let's actually look at the probe count here. It So he's ahead on economy, that's for sure. That's due to having that third base up a lot earlier than me. I, however, have been keeping up with my upgrades, and I've been defending somewhat decently well. So I'm still in fine position in this game. Production tab. So at this point, I have Storm coming up. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Colossi about to be out. My 3/3 upgrades are on the way. My third base is about to finally be up. I might even want to take a 4th base here, but I end up not doing it this game. And it looks like I'm in a really good position. Protoss, when they have Storm, Colossi, and good upgrades, it's extremely hard for a Terran army to engage them without losing the fight. I think they have to do some kind of crazy drop harass to handle this kind of an army. So I'm getting around 4, maybe 4 to 6 Templars for my Storm. And I'll wait till 3/3 is done to go ahead and push out. But this is around the time when you're looking to go kill the Terran. I've defended his drops, I've got my third up, I've been getting my upgrades, I have my Storm done, I have my Colossi out, unfortunately without range. He's trying to do a little nuke harass here, but I spot it and go ahead and move away all my units. So while there's kind of this dead spot here, just remember, double forge, get your upgrades, get your Colossus around 90 or around 100 food, start getting your Robo bay up, and take your third right around 110 food or so. And your main goal is to have Colossi, 3/3 upgrades with Storm, and a bunch of Zealots. So as you see, I've successfully done that this game. He's doing a little bit of a nuke harass, but my observer's gonna come out, pick this off, and I'm gonna go ahead and push out. So he's max with 1/1 upgrades. 2/2's about to be done. I'm sure it will be done by the time I get there. Unfortunately for him, I'm gonna have 3/3 upgrades with Storm and Colossi, and he doesn't have nearly enough ghosts to deal with that. So even with his huge defensive position here, it's not going to be enough. As you can see, I actually forgot Zealot charge too, which is another huge new mistake. But my goal is to show you how to do the build, not to show you how to play it 100% perfect. So as you can see here, Storm and Colossus together just gives him almost no chance, and I'm going to get into his production facilities and he's going to lose from there. So the exact build order will be posted in the description. Just to give you a general recap, double forge around 65 food with Sentry, Zealot, Stalker to defend. From there you're going to get your Twilight around 75 food, and you're going to get Blink and an Immortal. And you're going to focus on defending his drop, so you'll have units at your natural and units at your main where he's likely to drop. And from there, right around 110 food, you're going to get your Robo Bay up with Colossi coming out and take your third. And right as your third's about to finish up, you're going to get your Templar Archives and your 3/3. So I think that's about it. If you like the video, go ahead and subscribe, favorite, all that good stuff. Leave a comment. And I'd like to thank Archons for posting this build on his blog. I pretty much copied his build and started practicing around with it and found it to be really powerful. I think the original person who started doing this build was Creator in the GSTL Team League. So, yep, I hope you liked the video and have a good day.